Hello friends, in this content we are going to learn the basic difference between linear systems and non-linear systems and how does the linear system is been categorized differently as compared to non-linear systems. Now let us proceed with the concept of difference between linear and non-linear system. Let us go with the first point. In linear system, now what is the first point actually? The first point says the definition, a linear system is a system which obeys superposition theorem and a non-linear system is a system which does not obey superposition theorem. Now let me first tell you what is the meaning of superposition theorem. Let us say if I am having a Fourier transform of a1 x1 of t plus a2 x2 of t. So as per linearity property or superposition theorem, we can say if I expand the terms, it becomes a1 into x1 of omega plus a2 into what x2 of omega. So if linearity property is applicable, it indirectly tells you the concept of superposition theorem. Or we can also say, let us take it over here itself, function of a1 x1 plus a2 x2 can be given as separately function of a1 x1 plus function of a2 into what x2. So if either linearity property holds or if this function property holds, then we say that the system is going to obey a concept of what superposition theorem. And if this Fourier transform property or if any linearity property does not hold true or if this function property does not hold true, then we say that the system is said to be what? Not obeying superposition theorem. So as per the first point, the definition says that the system is said to be linear system if it obeys superposition theorem, and a system is said to be a non-linear system if it obeys or if it does not obey superposition theorem. The second point, let us go for the second point. These systems have only one equilibrium point and the non-linear system is having multiple equilibrium points. Now what is the equilibrium point? Let us define in a one sentence. I am going to present one complete slide on the concept of equilibrium point afterwards. A point is said to be equilibrium point if the derivative of the function at the given point is said to be what? 0. That's a concept of what? Equilibrium point. So at this moment, let us first understand that in the case of linear system, it is having only and only one equilibrium point, and in the case of non-linear system, it is going to have multiple equilibrium points. Okay, point number 2 over. Let us go for point number 3. Point number 3 is a concept of jump resonance. Now, in the case of a linear system, they do not show the phenomena of jump resonance. And in the case of non-linear system, they show the phenomena of what? Jump resonance. Now, let us have a quick review of what's the concept of jump resonance. I'll take a graph. Here I'm having frequency, I'm having an amplitude over here. And now if I increase the frequency, the amplitude goes on increasing at a point, it is maximum, let us say at omega c, as it again goes on decreasing as the frequency is what? Increase. So I can say in the case of linear system, if I make a graph of amplitude versus frequency, the amplitude goes on increasing as the frequency increases. At a point, let us say omega c, the amplitude is maximum. Further, if I increase the frequency, the amplitude does not increase but it starts decreasing. In other words, in the case of linear system, it is having peak value only at one instant. Now, let us come back to the concept of non-linear system. I'll make two graphs, frequency and amplitude. Again another graph, frequency and amplitude. Now, if I go on increasing the frequency, what is going to happen? Please see. This peak value, which is in the case of linear system, which is 1 in nature, we get multiple peak values. Like, as I keep on increasing the frequency, the graph peak value will shift to the increasing frequency like this. And if I decrease the frequency, am I going to get such kind of graph? This peak value, which was only 1 in nature, I am getting two different peak values. Now this is a concept of hard spring and soft spring phenomena that we are going to discuss in the later slides. Now, if I increase the frequency, this peak increases or it tilts towards the increasing frequency, and if I decrease the frequency, this peak tilts towards the decreasing frequency. Now this phenomena is called as a concept of jump resonance. I am explaining only in very short note because we have got a complete lecture on the concept of jump resonance or jump phenomena or hard and soft spring concept. So I'm going to discuss at that point in depth afterwards. But here in the case of differences, the point which is to be remembered is that in the case of linear system, I am having no jump resonance effect. In the case of non-linear systems, I am having a concept of jump resonance. So in the case of linear system, they do not show the concept of jump resonance, and in the case of non-linear system, they show the phenomena of jump resonance. So a quick review of the 3 points. Point number 1, a system is said to be linear if it obeys superposition theorem, and the system is said to be non-linear if it does not obey superposition theorem. Point number 2, the system is having only one equilibrium point. In the case of non-linear system, they have multiple equilibrium points. Third, they don't show the phenomena of jump resonance. In the case of non-linear system, they show the phenomena of jump resonance. Let us go for the fourth point. Now the fourth point is a bit lengthy point to understand. Let us go step by step. In the case of linear system, the amplitude of the test signal is unimportant, since any change in the input signal amplitude results in the change of response scale with no change in the basic response of the characteristics. Now what does it mean? Simple. Now let us take a simple example. Suppose for a step input, this is my step input, the output response will be something like this. Now if I increase the amplitude of the step input, let us say initially it was 1, now I am making it 5. If I increase the amplitude of the step input, the corresponding output will be like this. What does it mean? It means that amplitude of the test signal, blue pen, please see, amplitude of the test signal, blue pen is my test signal which is a step input, is unimportant, since any change in the input signal amplitude, any change means what? Initially I have made it 1, now I have made it 5. So any change in the input signal amplitude results in the change of the response scale. This word is very important, scale. Means if you see the red pen, it was having a very small disturbance or oscillations at 1, and as I made it 5, it is having more oscillations and more amplitude of oscillations with no change in the basic response characteristics. So if you look properly, the nature of response, that is the oscillation going on decreasing, and here also the oscillations were going on decreasing. So there is no change in the basic response of the characteristics in the case of what? Linear system, which means that if you change the amplitude of the linear system, in other words, I'm telling you in very simple words, if you change the amplitude of the test signals, what is going to change? The amplitude of the output is going to change, but it is not going to make the system unstable. Okay. Now, let us go to the concept of nonlinear system. The response of the nonlinear system to a particular test signal is no guide to their behavior to the other inputs. Now, what does it mean? That is, nonlinear response may be highly sensitive to input amplitudes. Simple example, I'll take a test signal. I'll take a test signal. Here the amplitude is 1, here it is what? Let us say 5. Now what? For for a nonlinear system, the output will be oscillatory and then it is going to sustain or it is going to remain constant. But if I make it 5, it is going to become unstable. So this is stable, but this is what? Unstable. So that is the meaning. That is, nonlinear response may be highly sensitive to input amplitude. Further, I have made it more simpler. Nonlinear system giving best response for a certain step input may exhibit highly unsatisfactory behavior when the input amplitude is what? Changed. As you see over here, for 1 volt, or let us say for one input or 1 unit input, it was having a stable operation, satisfactory operation, but as it changes to 5 units, it becomes unstable. That is what? Unsatisfactory operation. So this completes the point. That is what? Nonlinear system is giving the best response for a certain step input may exhibit highly unsatisfactory behavior when the input amplitude is changed. Let us summarize the point once again. The amplitude of the test signal in the case of linear system, the amplitude of the test signal is unimportant since any change in the input signal amplitude results in the change of the response scale with no change in the response of the characteristics. In the case of nonlinear system, the response of a nonlinear system to a particular test signal is no guide to their behavior to the other inputs, which means that nonlinear system giving its best response for a certain step input may exhibit highly unsatisfactory behavior when the input amplitude changes. So this completes the 4th point. Let us go for the next point. 5th point and 6th point. Now let us see which tools are applicable for the given systems, linear as well as non-linear systems. In case of linear systems, Laplace transform and Z transform are applicable because for continuous time system, if you look properly, Laplace transform is applicable for continuous time system. If you sample, we get Z transform. So Z transform is applicable for discrete time signal, which means that Laplace transform is applicable for CTS system and Z transform is applicable for what? DTS system. Hence, LT and ZT can be applicable for linear system. Now, these are the tools applicable for only linear systems. They are not applicable for non-linear systems because non-linear systems output is not defined. It is not predefined, or we cannot predict the output of a non-linear systems. So what are the disadvantage? Laplace transform and Z transform are not applicable for what? Non-linear systems. Let us talk about a concept of stability. I have made this point into 2 sections. This is the first section of the stability. The point says for linear system, the stability of a linear system is given by the location of the system pole and is independent of whether or not the system is driven. Also, stability of an undriven linear system is independent of finite initial state. Now this is a textbook statement. Let us make it more simpler by the thoughts. Stability of a linear system is given by location of poles. Now we know that if the system poles are on the LHS of the S-plane, the system is said to be what? Stable. And if they are on the RHS of the S-plane, the system is said to be what? Unstable. And if the poles are on the j omega axis, the system is said to be what? marginally or critically stable. Correct. Students, please also subscribe to my control system 2 or control system design chapters and YouTube videos which are applicable for instrumentation and control electrical engineering branch students. They are very important. Okay. Now, so stability of a linear system is given by the location of system pole, and it is independent whether the system is driven. Now, what does this statement means? Independent of whether or not the system is driven, which means that whether the system is driven with the initial condition or whether it is not driven with the initial condition, whether the system is autonomous or it is not autonomous, whether the system is energized or not energized, whatever may happen, if the system poles are on the LHS of the S-plane for a linear system, the systems are said to be what? Stable. Simple mean. Next point is the same continuation. Stability of an undriven linear system is independent of the finite initial state. It means that the initial condition of the system does not tamper or hamper the concept of stability. For a linear system, simply the system is said to be stable depending upon the pole locations. Now let us come back to the concept of non-linear system. In the case of non-linear system, please check the point. Stability is very much dependent on the inputs. As we have seen in the previous point, if the input value was 1, the system was said to be having a stable output operation. And if the input is, let us say, 5, in the previous slide, it was having a unsatisfactory or unstable operation, which means that what is the meaning of that statement? It is meant over here that stability is very much dependent on the inputs and also initial state. Now in the case of linear system, the initial state does not determine the stability, but in the case of non-linear system, the initial state does determine the stability. For your knowledge point of view, I would just tell you in short, this we are going to discuss it in the later sections. Stability of a non-linear system is also checked at initial conditions. Continuing the point, further, the stability study of a nonlinear requires information about the type, amplitude of the anticipated inputs, initial condition, etc. So these are the anticipatory conditions which are very important as far as nonlinear system is concerned. So if I want to determine the stability of a nonlinear system, poles does not play the only role. What is important? The initial condition is important. Its initial state is important for determining the stability of a nonlinear system. So what's the summary of this point? This point says that in the case of linear system, the pole location would be the best approach to determine the stability. It does not depend whether the system is having initial condition or not, whether it is having input of predefined or not, or means whether the input is being changed or not, amplitude is changed or not, and so on. But in the case of nonlinear system, it is very important and mandatory to know the initial state, the amplitude of the given signal, etc. to determine the stability of the system, which also means that stability does not depend solely on the pole location. So this covers the 5th and the 6th point. 7th point, limit cycle does not exist. Now what is a limit cycle? This we are going to have a derivation, a small derivation in the case of limit cycle that we are going to see in the next subsequent slides. So limit cycle does not exist in the case of what? Linear system, and non-linear system exhibits limit cycle. For your concern, I have just mentioned what is the meaning of a limit cycle. Limit cycle are self-sustained oscillations of fixed amplitude and frequency. So 7 point says that in the case of linear system, there is no limit cycle or no existence of limit cycle. In the case of non-linear system, yes, non-linear systems give the existence of limit cycle. 7 point, okay. 8 point, graphical technique includes root locus, Bode plot, Nyquist plot, polar plot, etc. Now this root locus is a time domain approach. Bode plot, Nyquist plot, polar plot are a frequency domain approach. In the case of non-linear system, graphical technique includes isocline method and delta method. Now please make a note, isocline method and delta method both are time domain approach. Ninth point, analytical method includes frequency domain analysis and Rautherwitz method analysis. In the case of non-linear system, analytical method, this point I'll make it over here. Here, analytical method are like Krasowski method, variable gradient method, etc. Now these are very important tools applicable to determine the stability of the given system. In the case of what? Non-linear system. So in the case of linear system, analytical method includes time and frequency domain analysis like Rautherwitz method. In the case of non-linear system, analytical method includes Krasowski method, variable gradient method, etc. Last point, system is stable if poles are on the LHS of the S-plane, and in the case of nonlinear system, system is stable if the trajectory of the system merge towards origin as time t tends to infinity. Now this we are going to show with the help of a problem in the subsequent cases. So 7th point was a quick review. 7th point was limit cycle does not exist. In the case of nonlinear, it does exist. In the case of linear system, graphical technique includes root locus, Bode plot, Nyquist plot, polar plot. In the case of nonlinear, graphical technique includes isocline method and delta method. Analytical method includes time and frequency domain analysis, Rautherwitz method, etc. In the case of nonlinear, analytical method includes Krasowski method, variable gradient method, etc. Last point, system is said to be stable if poles are on the LHS of the S-plane, and in the case of nonlinear, system is said to be stable if trajectory merge towards the origin as t tends to infinity. So this completes all the 10 points difference between the linear and the nonlinear systems. Thank you for watching this video.